We have one of my new exciting things that's the new kid on the block. It's called a NutriBullet. Now what NutriBullet is David Wolf coupled with the Magic Bullet people, and we made this industrial size machine here that pulverizes everything down to a liquid level. So it's sort of like a mini Vitamixer. Because lots of times people say, well, I have a Vitamixer, why do I need that? And I said, well, how many times have you used it this week? And when they stop and pause, I'm like, okay, then you're not using it. So let me show you how easy it is to use the NutriBullet. First of all, inside the little guide that comes with it, they did all the thinking for you. They have a picture that tells you you're going to put 2 cups of greens and 1 cup of fruit and then a quarter cup of what we call some type of blasting thing for your nutrition. They list 6 different greens you can use. There's a whole list of different fruits. And 2 of those things that you can put here for your fruits includes an avocado or banana that's used for creaminess. And either one of those are phenomenal to just add good texture to how it tastes. Because if it doesn't taste good or feel good in our mouth, people aren't going to use it. Particularly when you start telling them you're going to be using things like kale and collard greens and spinach, they're going to go, Swiss chard, ooh, I don't think I want that. Well, when you put all this together, it's delicious. So let me just show you how we're going to do this. So first I've already cleaned my kale. Organic kale is like any other thing that's organic. That means it's probably going to have more pests since it doesn't have pesticides on it. So we want to make sure we get rid of them. So this has already been washed and cleaned. And I'm very anal. I actually got me a 2-cup container. So I can see we have 2 cups. And we're going to just throw the 2 cups over in here. Now with this container, very, very important piece. It says max. Maximum for your liquid that you put in. If you exceed where it says max, then it's going to overflow down the sides, down inside your machine. So there's a reason why they say don't put your fluid past max. So if you do that and then you go, oh, well, it's a mess and it didn't work right, it's probably a user error. So they made it very, very simple. Maximum for your fluid. So we're going to put our 2 cups of greens in. I always like to add, for the smoothness, I like to put a little avocado. And I've already sliced the avocado, and then I'm just going to squeeze with the skin still on it. It'll just pop right over in there. You can use the whole thing or just a piece of one. I think today we're going to use the whole thing. I'm just going to squirt that right on in there. See how easy that was? Didn't get it all over me. I just learned that from my roommate. And now we're going to use a bag of some frozen fruit salad that Carol had left over, and it was organic fruit and we didn't want to waste it, so we're going to use it in our NutriBlast. I'm going to add us approximately a cup in there. I think our counter is clean, my hands are clean, everything's clean. Then we're going to add some type of a nutritional boost. Now we have everything from chia seeds to flax seeds to pepitas, which is pumpkin seeds. You can have almonds, you can have all kinds of things for the seeds that you want to use. So today, do you have a preference?
I don't.
Okay.
Surprise me.
I'm going to surprise you. Because the pepitas have such a good array of minerals in them, including zinc, I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of those. And if you're a little more than a 1/4 cup, it's not going to be a problem. The problem is making sure your liquid does not go past this line that says max. So now your liquid can either be coconut water if you'd like, or just plain old water. But it needs to be good clean water. Spring water will be ideal. So we're going to just add some water to our little blast here. And we're going to come all the way up to the level where it says max, and we're going to stop. If the fruits that you're using don't make it sweet enough, depending on what green you use, you can always add a little stevia. But some of the fruits are very sweet to begin with, so you may not find that you need it. Whenever I use pineapple, I find I don't need any extra sweetener at all. The spring mix or the arugula sometimes can be a little bitter, but that's okay. You can just add a little sweetener to your taste. But right now we're just going to put it together. So I'm just going to put the top on. We're going to put it on here. Okay, about 30 seconds is usually all you really need for that, because what this did, it pulverized everything. With this blade, it turned everything to liquid, which is great if you have digestive issues and you're having a hard time digesting your vegetables or your fruits. it's going to pre-digest it for you, so the absorption can occur in the mouth or in a much more liquid level in the stomach.
Yeah, and sometimes when patients go through a surgical procedure, they don't want to eat
Yes.
right away. And so this way they can get concentrated nutrition in a drink form that I hope is going to taste really yummy.
Well, we're going to see. We're going to taste a little bit and see what we have here. And again, I usually will, when I make this with my mom, she's 77, and ever since buying one of these for her, she's had one every day. And then she just adds a little stevia if she needs to. Let's see what we have. That's pretty good. Now, I would probably add a little bit of stevia to this, just to give it a little bit of sweetness until you get used to the different tastes of the different greens. Again, if you're using some high glycemic fruits, if I had put a banana in there or if I had put in pineapple, it would have been a lot sweeter naturally. So I always taste it first before I add any stevia. One other thing,
But the texture is really nice.
the texture is very nice.
Very consistent and very nice.
But it's completely pulverized. Now, if you want to add more liquid, you can to make it more like a drink, or you can keep it nice and cold and frozen and eat it with a spoon. You can also add in, when I make these at home, I'll put a scoop of protein in it, and I'll also put a scoop of additional fiber. And this drink will last me a good 5 hours when I'm working. I don't even think about eating because I've got my greens, I've got my fiber, I've got my fat from the avocado, and I have the protein. And the three just last and last and last. Plus it makes me feel good. We've got fresh greens, we started the day with it, and it's just a great way to start your day.
Now, Donna, let me ask you a question. When you added the water, if you would have done part ice and part water, would it make it more frozen?
Yes.
Kind of a frozen drink?
Yes, you could make it almost more frozen, again, but keeping in mind that it can't go past that line. So yes, I could, sometimes when I'm at home, if I don't have any frozen fruit and all my fruit is fresh, I will use ice and with a little bit of water. You don't want to make it so frozen, but again, if I like mine a little bit cold, and I think you said you did as well.
I like mine more like a milkshake.
So you can do that, but as the creaminess texture is going to come from the banana and from the avocado. And again, it doesn't take a whole lot. I usually will take my bananas and cut them in about 2-inch servings, and I put that frozen in the refrigerator so I can just pop a banana over in there. But I always like to add the avocado because I want that healthy fat. And both of those add creaminess, and then I will get a little bit more sweetness from the banana. The pineapple, again, one of my favorites is to use pineapple and peaches and a little bit of banana with the avocado. With the kale. I love kale. I do rotate my greens through. I don't use the same one. I'll buy kale today. The next time I'll buy collards. The next time I'll buy the romaine. So I rotate through the 6 greens that they tell you so that you can get a variety. But it's very quick. It's very easy. It tastes good. Your kids would do it. I can walk into my kitchen in the morning, prepare this, and be walking out the door in 8 minutes. I've timed it. And it actually has a little handle that can go here, so I can walk out with this drinking it, or I can put it in a shaker cup, so by the time I get to work, I'm done drinking it and I'm ready to go.
And this little book right here, besides the little chart you just showed us, does it have more recipes in it for people to try different combinations?
It does. And if you have particular issues that you're working with, whether it be digestive issues, or if you have an inflammation, or if you need to boost your immune system, there are different recipes for that, and there's actually more recipes on the website as well.
And one thing that I learned is that on Facebook, there's a NutriBullet group. And so if you sign up for the Facebook NutriBullet group, you can get even more recipes that people are trying and putting on the Facebook, and so that you can have more recipes to choose from. So that's pretty exciting.
Well, this is a wonderful device. Ever since I've gotten mine, I've used it every day. My 77-year-old mom has used it every day. As a matter of fact, Bed Bath & Beyond carries them. You can use them with your 20% coupon. Target has them, Walmart has them, or you can order them online. When you order online from www.NutriBullet.com, you actually get a 200-page hardback book that has all kinds of extensive recipes in it for various conditions. And it's just a great way if you're not eating a lot of vegetables, or if you just don't really care for them, you don't like the taste, or maybe you don't have good, a lot of teeth, maybe you can't chew very well. If you've got digestive issues, any of those things, this will make it almost like pre-digest it for you. If it tastes good, you'll do it. If it doesn't taste good, you won't. That's just the bottom line.
Or if you're just going to have a busy day and you know you're not going to eat very well, then first thing in the morning you can get that green in there, you can get that fruit in there, and you've at least got a good start to the day.
Absolutely.
And then you can kind of repair the next day from what happened that day.
Well, if you want to wake your brain up, the best thing to do with it is give it good nutrition first thing in the morning. And as we had discussed earlier, if you're not hungry, you don't really feel good, you've had surgery, you're kind of sick, to be able to make something like this that's easy to make, it's easy to take, with drinking, and the nutrition is phenomenal.
So basically, you can put this in another glass that has a top and take it with you, put that in the dishwasher, and you're done cleaning up.
And you're done cleaning up.
I love that.
Or, I basically, rinse this off, rinse this out, because nothing really sticks to it because you're doing it very quickly. Don't leave anything in it. If you come home and you didn't rinse it immediately, then you have a bigger cleanup. But it's a quick rinse, and that's in the strainer or in the dishwasher. Again, you didn't drink out of it, so it really didn't have to go through the dishwasher. You could just rinse it and let it dry, and it's ready for the next person to use.
Great. So why don't you sit down for a minute, Donna, and we'll enjoy our juice, because now that we've taken you through the procedure, I just want to share a fun little story with you. So Donna and I went to a conference together a couple months ago, and on the plane trip down there, we weren't sitting together on the plane, but she was sitting in one place and I was sitting in another, and you ran across this on your iPad.
No, this was actually on the movie that was presented there on the plane.
Oh, so it was an infomercial on the plane that she saw, and so when we got off the plane, she was like Donna is, just, Carol, you have to see this. So we got to the hotel, checked in. She showed me the whole thing online, and we immediately picked up the phone and ordered this product for our own use. And I have to confess, I have not used mine even once until today. But Donna has used hers every day. So
I love it. I love it. I love it. I have a Vitamixer. I have a Huron juicer. I love those products. But when I move at the speed of light first thing in the morning, my roommate tells me that I can squeeze more time out of a minute than anybody she's ever seen. So I need things that are quick, that are fast, so that, 8 minutes to make my breakfast, and it's nutritious like this. I got fresh, beautiful green color, and I don't feel like I've cheated myself, and my brain has what it needs to get started with for the day, and I can walk out the door knowing that I have fed myself correctly, the most important meal of the day, which is breakfast. And then some days, if I don't have this, if it's a Sunday, we're going to church first, we have something else for breakfast, we'll do it in the late afternoon. But my mom and I have one of these every day. And when I'm not with her, she makes one on her own. So I'm very proud of her that she's doing this. And if my mother will do it, anybody can do it. Because it has to taste good, it has to be easy, or she won't do it. And so I'm very proud of her. Since I brought one home to her, she has done it every day as well.
So there you have it. There's the NutriBullet.